Hey folks, this is Gabe, Security.org, and today I want to jump into the Eufy 2K battery. Now, we've seen the Eufy 2K before, but this is the battery edition. Eufy just puts out solid stuff year after year, so we're going to be doing this in the future. We've done it in the past, and right now I'm doing it in the present. All right, so let's talk about what I like with the Eufy 2K right off the bat. I like the fact that it's 2K. I mean, that's great. I love that I don't have to pay extra for storage. I love that I can just get everything, all my shots, all my videos, everything with my camera, and it's gonna be right there locally stored if I just want it to be locally stored. Now, when it comes to what I don't like about the Eufy, there's no real one thing that is like really terrible. I mean, the issue that you have with anything that's battery powered is that typically because it's off most of the time to reserve that power, you're not gonna get things necessarily right before it happens. If there's not a pre-roll function, which this does not have, you might miss a little bit of the beginning of any interaction that happens with your Eufy. Now you'll get the end of it, of course, but you know, that is a whole different thing. Additionally, you do have to have the home base. You do have to have 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi at the very least to get everything going. So that's something to keep in mind. But again, there's no one thing that I think really kills this device. It's just a couple of little things that, you know, are a little annoying potentially. But generally speaking, I don't really have any massive problems with the Eufy 2K doorbell. When you're talking about like any type of doorbell camera, you want to talk about the video quality. And right off the bat, it's 2560 by 1920. So really nice shots, you know, see everything with the 4:3 aspect ratio. You've also got 100 and I think 60-degree field of view. It also has wide dynamic range, which is their version of high dynamic range, which I imagine still is just to help things look nice and clear no matter what the weather actually is in that moment. So wide dynamic range, 160-degree field of view, and that 2K resolution. Like if you just check me out at these different distances, so at 5 feet, at 10 feet, at 15 feet, generally speaking, you'll note that you get really good vision. And what's interesting is that it also is built to work you know, through various shadows and sunny, because everyone's front porch kind of looks different. You're not going to have the view that I'm showing you, which is a straight on view of a space. That's not going to happen for most people. There's going to be some element of like an awning and some element of like a yard. And so it's important that it's able to take all these things in consideration when providing your video. Additionally, when it comes to night vision, we have infrared night vision. So you can see from these shots of me and my you know, orange hat that you can see me pretty well. It's got a good night vision perspective. So overall, a fan of both the daytime and the nighttime vision with this device. All right, so now we have an idea of how it's functioning for the most important things. Let's take a step back and just talk about the design. It's all black, people love. Of course, there's a big Eufy sign. You got a big button, lights up, as you can see here. Overall, sleek, tall, maybe to kind of accentuate that 4:3 aspect ratio, and solid. I mean, it looks good. You know, in New York, we all wear black all the time anyway, so it fits in where I live. Now, just because you do have local storage doesn't mean you can't have that cloud storage. So if I want to use cloud storage with my Eufy 2K doorbell, I can actually pay $299 for just one device, or you can pay $999 and get 10 devices. So real big up, you know, with that. I don't know who's got 10 Eufy cameras around their home, but that person is in luck. So here we are checking out the mobile application for the Eufy 2K battery doorbell. So one, I understand it's confusing because I have two doorbells here, both named Doorbell. That's because I've also set up that dual doorbell to check out what that is capable of doing. So if I go in and I hit the plus or the play, I can immediately get an idea of what's happening outside. So now I'm just looking outside. It's a little wet. We had some rain, some thunderstorms this afternoon. And if you note, I get an idea of what my connection is like. On the bottom right, you can see that it has the sound element. I can go full screen, then I can speak. Now this is a little confusing because you just have to hit this white button. And for that, now I can talk to whoever's outside. And then they're gonna be able to hear me. If you don't hit that and you're just talking, thinking you're speaking, they're not gonna be able to hear you. Then you can actually go ahead and take pictures with that scissors. So it's basically taking a little shot. It's gonna save to your album. And then you can actually record a full video if you hit that button on the left. So get a lot of different options right off the bat, just jumping into the doorbell. Now, of course, This is probably 90% of what we're doing, but that initial setup, those initial things you're going to be doing is going to be in your settings. So you're going to hit those 3 dots to the right. And if you'll note there, you can hit sleep. So you can sleep the device so that it's not really picking up anything. But to the right of that, you see that gear symbol, that universal sign of settings. And I'm going to jump in there, and here's where you can really make some differences. For example, you can decide to set up motion detection on or off. Mine, of course, is toggled on. Then I can set up my activity zone. And I'm going to add an activity zone. And I want to say, you know what? I think people might try to climb in over that space right there. So, you know, a big building behind me there. So let me just go protect that zone. And voila, I've set it up. Now what's great is that if I'd like, I can go in and delete that exact same activity zone. And boom, easy peasy. So I'm gonna go ahead and build one again. Just give you an idea what it's like. And there you have it. Now, I can decide to only do human only, which is what I've done. My dogs are back there all the time. I don't want any motion to set this thing off. Won't be helpful. And then below that, you have sensitivity. So for sensitivity, you can decide low, medium, high. Any of those are available for you in terms of how much do you want to actually be sensing from day to day. But of course, that works in conjunction for me with human only, so I'm not really thinking about that as much. Below that, you have your video settings. So you can get your status LED, your auto night vision. Let me turn off the watermark if I want. I kind of like that personally, so I can remember. And then you have your quality. So you can decide how you would like it to, you know, be streaming on your system. Now, I don't pay for my internet, so I'm okay with it being streaming quality quite high. I'm not really worried about it in that sense. So boom, I can move off of auto. Now, what's really cool is that you can stream these directly to, for my case, the Google Nest Hub Max, and I can also stream it to my Echo Show. So I have an Echo Show 15, an Echo Show 5, maybe still an Echo Show 8. I have a lot of Echo Shows, but all of these work really well going forward. I've got the ability to decide on my notifications. So again, do I want to know when doorbells just rang? Do I want to know when people are outside, motion detected? You know, you can get live view. You can decide for it to include a thumbnail. And what's really cool is I can get that thumbnail like even to my watch. So my Apple Watch can capture that thumbnail. So you can see you get a lot out of this particular device. Now, the one thing I have to show you, I've already set one up, but it's quick response. So if I tap on the right side, I have quick response. I actually said one about, you know, can't be here. And you can decide what it is. You can add more quick responses. Now, outside of the settings, outside of the live stream, you might just want to go back and see what's going on. This is where it's helpful to have this events piece. Now, and when it comes to events, you have the ability to go and just look exactly what's happening. So it says, oh, a human was spotted. What's going on? Now you can see me walking around. Got my jeans on, got this jersey on, and it's really straightforward. So they make it easy to not only view that, but on the bottom left, you see you can download it. You can decide to share it. So if I tap on share, I'm going to be able to like download that and just send it in any number of ways, you know, WhatsApp, email, anything. You're going to be able to really share it quite easily, along with deleting it. So you can decide to cycle it, you know, by all, by video, or my favorite, you can actually filter it. If you tap in the upper right-hand corner, right to the left, by you know, the different devices, the video type. So if it's a human, if it's a pet, if it's a package, all of that is accessible. All right, so that's my look at the mobile application for the Eufy 2K. All right, so let's go ahead and give you my final thoughts on the Eufy 2K video doorbell. If you're looking to get into the doorbell game, even the security game in general, Eufy is always a good place to look. This is their 2K. They also have a dual doorbell, which I'm excited to review coming out. But if you want something really affordable, you don't have to pay for monthly fees, which I guess over the course of a few years can really start to add up. You want an easy, straightforward straightforward process for installation, Eufy is the place to go. I mean, if you live, especially in something like I live in, a brownstone or an apartment, so you don't have that infrastructure for doorbell wiring, then you're gonna wanna look into the Eufy because, hey, it's battery powered, it's easy to set up, you just need 2 little screws and you're ready to go. So overall, really happy with the mobile application. As you can see, earlier, that it's just so straightforward. Really happy with all the different little pieces they've added in terms of motion zones, in terms of human alerts. All of that really comes together and culminates in a solid Eufy 2K doorbell battery that's going to let me see everything vividly, hear everything well, and move through all of that easily. So, a couple thumbs up for the Eufy 2K doorbell. All right, so that's our look at the Eufy 2K video doorbell battery. Now, if you appreciate today's video, give us a like, drop us a comment, maybe even subscribe to our channel where we're hoping to bring you the newest in digital and physical security every week. My name is Gabe. This is Security.org. Be secure.